What's going on, guys? We're on Jedha Patrol, back with another video. Today we are going to be upgrading our Hulkbuster and some Star Wars figures. So let's go ahead and get into the video right now. That's right, guys, Ryan back with another video. Today we're going to be upgrading our Hulkbuster and a Darth Vader figure. And I've had this set from Fusion Reactors for a couple weeks, but I figured right now was a great time to go ahead and put these things together and put them to use when I've actually had some free time to make this happen. So I will tell you that it's been something I've wanted to do for a very long time. So I'm happy to have the opportunity now to go ahead and make it happen, because honestly, it's probably been like a year or so. I've noticed Fusion Reactors doing these things with lightsabers or Iron Man figures. And obviously I got a bunch of Iron Man figures and I want to light them up because one of the things that sucks about Iron Man figures, if you know anything about Iron Man figures, is the freaking batteries. And you have to go in there and you've got to, one at a time, put in those 75 freaking batteries, and you got to go in there and flip the switch, and then you got to put the covers back on, and then the battery's gonna die, number one. Number two, if you don't want the batteries to die, then you gotta take all the panels back off, flip the switch, put all the panels back on. It is a complete nightmare, which is most of the time, probably the number one reason why I just don't ever turn mine on. In fact, most of the time, I don't even put the batteries on in the figures. Meow, I can do that and not have to worry about it, because honestly, you only gotta do it once, and you can hook them up very simply with this Fusion Reactor set. So it's very, very simple to do. I'll walk you through. I'll show you kind of how we got this how we made this happen. And you don't want to go into your collection room and have to flip switches on 15 Iron Man, 50 Iron Man. Some of you people have 100 Iron Man, or hell, even one. If you have one Iron Man figure, you don't want to go in there and flip all the switches on. In fact, I've got right here, I've got my Iron Man Mark 50. Now, I recently did the Mark 50, the Neon Tech 4.0. I just did that video, maybe last week or week before last, whenever it was, whenever you're watching this. But I fought with that thing for so long, ripping the panels off. Getting the thigh panels off was number one. That was a problem. And then they had a back plate. For that particular one, it was a problem. I don't know why. And it was just not fun. It was not pleasant. It kind of ruins the figure. Like, the excitement of getting something new and dealing with that just kind of sucks. But one of the things that is just so frustrating is having all this awesome tech and then not getting to enjoy it in the collection room. So I wanted to enjoy mine, reached out to Fusion Reactors and got some sets. So I got the Hulkbuster set, which is actually pretty freaking cool. In fact, if you want one of these sets, you can actually message them on Instagram. They told me that's the best way to do it. I'll put links to their Instagram in the description below. You can message them, DM, and get them. But they've got sets for Iron Man figures, whichever one Iron Man you got. Obviously, you got Hulkbuster. We're gonna put together Hulkbuster today, and we're gonna get rid of the batteries. In fact, I have this. I want to show you this. Let's see if I can get this out of here. I actually have two totes here. I'm gonna show you this. These are all the batteries that came out of the Hulkbuster. All of these batteries. So on the Hulkbuster, you've got compartments for the arc reactor in the back. You've got a compartment in the head to light up the head. You've got a compartment for the bust. If you use the Iron Man Mark 43 bust, there's a light up feature in the head and the chest of that figure. So you got that. You've got two light up functions. You got one in the hand here. You also have one in the gauntlet. So you got a function there on both sides, and then you've got the legs. You got the leg arc reactors in the legs. So you got a whole pile of stuff going on here. And the last time I actually turned this thing on was when I did the unboxing and review video. So if you're considering getting a Hulkbuster, go check out that video right there. But it's by far my favorite figure in the collection, and I wanted to display it well and just make it look awesome. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna throw on some music, and I'm just gonna walk you through quickly how to make this happen. All right, so now that we've got this thing all put together, let me walk you through what it looks like on the back and a couple things I've done. So I'm going to rotate this guy. He's quite heavy. If you have a Hulkbuster, you know what I'm talking about. So let me go ahead and rotate him on this side of the table. I've gone ahead, let me get on this side so you can actually see. I've gone ahead and added zip ties on the wire. So we've got a wire coming from the arm, which actually has 2 wires in the hand and the gauntlets, actually 2 pieces on 1 wire. And I've got it run up here, and I've got this one obviously run up here, and I've got the ones from the head ran down here for the Hulkbuster head and the bust. So they're both ran here, and I've got them zip ties up here so I can keep them close together. And then I actually have the ones from the leg ran up here and zip ties up here and then zip ties here. Now, you probably didn't even see the wire when I first had it up here at the beginning of the video. You probably didn't even notice it, which is the awesome part about this. If you run the wires somewhat well, you're not going to have too much of an issue. Now, there's probably somebody out there that can run this a lot better if they had more time. In fact, I may give it a second go as far as hiding the wires. But for me, this particular figure is not one that moves. It's going to go in the display with my other Iron Man figures whenever I get the remodel done, and it's not going to move. It's done. Okay, so that's a pretty cool thing. So it does come with a little attachment. If I can get this thing right here. As I just knocked over all those batteries. That was awesome. Why'd you have to go and do that, Meow? Just terrible. So there's that. But it comes with a long wire, honestly, longer than plenty long, that is actually connected to, soldered to a USB adapter. And you actually get, in this kit, you get one of these. So you get a little USB. Now you don't need this because you probably already have one, but this has I think 6 or 7 plugs on it. Actually, it's pretty nice right there, and it's got little little switches you can individually. And it's a USB. You know, it's not a big deal. USB hub. All right, so there's that. And all we're gonna do is plug in one of these things, and if I can kill my lights, and plug this guy in here. Boom. Now we're plugged in. Hey, look at that. We got lights. Boom. How about that? So we got lights with one switch. Whether if you got yours set on a smart plug, which is mine's going to be on, one switch, all the lights. That is worth the price of admission right there. Super cool. So we got the lights down here at the bottom on the back of the legs. We got the arc reactors and everything going on the back. And if I flip this guy back to where it was in the beginning of the video, all right, now you can see the front. I'm telling you what, I'm knocking stuff all over the place in this adventure we got going on here. So now you can see we've got the arc reactor here, we've got the head. We do have, if I rotate these hands up, we've got our gauntlets, right? We got these guys going on. We've got our arc reactor, and everything is all lit up, okay? And including, rotate this back down, including the bust that's inside. All right, so now we got all the chest pieces open up. You can see the head of the figure and the arc reactor. Turn the lights back on. You can see, man, I got really bright really quick. So we got all this guy, open up. So we've got the head, we got the chest arc reactor. The head is still lit up on the Hulkbuster. So everything looks pretty good, Meow. I think it's pretty fantastic. So I hope you guys like that. It's very reasonable price by the time you factor in all the parts necessary and shipping and all that kind of, it's very reasonable price. I don't think there's any issue with that. If you have already invested something awesome as this, if you've got the Mark 50, if you got the Mark 47, it doesn't matter which Iron Man figure you have, they have a set for you. So that's pretty awesome. However, there's something new that they just came out with. I think I actually do have the first one. So let me go ahead and get this out. I have this right here. What does this say? This says lightsaber. This is the very first fusion reactor lightsaber kit. It is awesome. So one of the things, you know, I got a lot of Star Wars figures, and a lot of them have lightsabers, and I've looked at the CCFL route and checked on that, and those things are, while awesome, pricey, and then they don't last forever. There's a lifetime, there's a shelf life for those things. So that may not be an issue, or may not be a solution for you, and it also gives off a little bit of heat and all those kind of things. So they do look awesome, no question about that. However, I do know there are people out there who don't want to mess with that, who would like something a little simpler. And introducing the Fusion Reactors Lightsabers kit. So I have my good friend Vader here. Okay. And what I've done, I've switched out the forearm attachment for Vader because you gotta have it. And all I did is you put one of these little battery panels in that forearm. Now, one of the things I'm gonna tell you is they're not as bright. It's a Hot Toys saber. They're not as bright as other ones you've seen. So that is a thing, okay? But I'm gonna go ahead and we'll plug this in. And we're gonna have to kill the light because the Hot Toy sabers aren't that great. But here we go. Boom. All right. So one wire ran to the USB plug, and then you can have your sabers on. No matter how many you have, you can plug them up, which is pretty stinking cool. So if I turn it off and then turn it on, boom, 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 there you go. That looks pretty cool right now. So that being said, I think those are pretty cool. You definitely want to check these out. If you've got Jedi, you've got sabers, you got a pile of them like I do. This may be something cool. And the good thing is they don't, like, the wires are not that hard to hide. They're super, super tiny, and they're not that hard to hide. Now, if you get a Hulkbuster that's got like 8 cables, it's a little bit more of a challenge, or an Iron Man figure, but like a one figure or one saber on a figure, it's going to be pretty easy to hide. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this video. If you're going to be checking out Fusion Reactors for your display, I think they're pretty cool. So again, links to their Instagram in the description below. Reach out to them, message them, and let them know which set you want. So whether you want sabers, or you want a Hulkbuster, you want Iron Man Mark 50, or a 47, or a 3, or whatever the heck you want, they've got you covered. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, what the heck you waiting on? I know about half of you watching this right now are not subscribed, so go ahead and make that happen. If you haven't already, right now is a good time to subscribe. So as always, click what you like. See you next time.